hate myself. Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Chad. So sorry for the late upload. That would be this guy's fault. I was all ret to go yesterday, and then I cracked my stove. I won't go into it, it was my fault, but I actually just like 5 minutes ago had the landlord over, and he said it's gonna be like $300 to fix, which me, being a ex-maintenance tech at an apartment complex, I'm like, how much? Because that little stove, if you guys haven't seen my apartment tour video, go check it out. That little stove at no point should cost that much money. The stove, if you want it shipped brand new from the factory to your front door, resale, it's like 140 bucks. And even if I pay a handyman like $100, if I pay him 10,000 yen, there's still $50 unaccounted for somewhere in there. So I was just like, so now I have to get that fixed, and I don't have money for that. So yesterday was just this big ball of stress that I just really don't want to deal with. And then I also had a very sick friend who lives in like the north of Tenjin. So for any of you guys who don't know Fukuoka geography, I was twice yesterday, had to walk to Tenjin from here, which is about a half-hour walk, and then walk her to her house because she was dizzy and like the world was falling apart. And she speaks like no Japanese, so it's not like she can go to like a medicine place and figure out what's happening. So I had to take care of her. I came back, and then she told me she like got way worse, and so I walked back there and brought her a whole bunch of like medicine and stuff for all the problems she was having. So I walked like 2 hours yesterday just trying to make sure this person was not going to die. And now I want to die. I'm so tired, and my legs hurt, and yesterday was just awful. So I'm filming this on my Sunday. It'll probably be up very late your Saturday, but just so you guys know, I am very, very sorry. Let's just get into it. Let's just forget the bad. Let's suck in the good. Because other than that, this was a pretty good week. So first up, in the Heisig method, I got to 515. For any of you guys who are new, for whatever reason, I'm using Heisig's Remembering the Kanji to remember the meaning of the kanji first. And so I know 515 meanings just from that book, and I probably know about 900 just from living here total. The next thing that I did was we are in this guy. This is my case. This is ChuuKyuu E Ikou. It's the intermediate book, and I finished at least all the kanji from chapters 2 and 3 this week. So their meanings, their yomikata, their kakikata, how to write it, how to read it. And then with each, so they give you 20 different kanjis per chapter in this book. And then of those 20 kanjis, they also give you 2 to 3 examples of how the words are used in their various yomikatas, how you read them. So I also learned about 15-ish new words using these kanjis. And I also learned chapters 2 and 3 vocab, which is about 40 words. So this week was a big jump. It was about 100 words. And the meanings of like 100 kanji and the readings of like 20 of them. So it was a big week. It was a lot happened. We also in class we only studied grammar from chapter 2. So in this chapter, in chapter 2, we learned 4 different things. We learned no deshoka, which is when you're asking a question in a polite way that's open-ended. We kind of reviewed jidoshi and tadoshi because what came up next was using the volitional form plus toshitemo, and which is like just even though you do this action, if you use it with the knife form after that, this action doesn't happen. So you kind of need to know jidoshi and tadoshi, which is transitivity pairs. If you guys don't know transitivity pairs, good for you. It's a mess. And so that was really good. The way that this book's kind of set up, I really hope. I'll hold it near my face because it's focused closer to me. Maybe you guys will actually be able to see this. There's literally, in this whole book, there's only 4 English sentences per chapter, and they're just explaining what each of the forms are. And then after that, the entire book is just Japanese. There's no English. So this is definitely an intermediate book. But yeah, that's what we studied in the book. The other thing is the teachers want us doing shadowing practice, and this book comes with a CD. Shadowing, I think is bullcrap. A lot of people believe in it. I think it's like horoscopes. In class, I felt very good this week. The book seems so slow compared to the pace I was doing in Genki. So like I actually am ahead chapters and ahead vocab, which I'm usually always playing the catch-up game. So it's kind of nice, but it's definitely like, I went in and asked for extra homework and asked for extra other stuff just because the class seems a bit slow for me. Because it's a little bit slow. Sorry, I keep looking down because my phone has all my notes. Because it's slow, I got to, the teachers are gonna let me do like an essay all in Japanese. It sounds hard. I think it's easier than I'm giving it credit for at my level, so we'll definitely see. But I'm excited to write that 3-page essay. Oh, the other thing is the staff asked me to write a speech for the new 1-year students, so that'll be fun. I don't know if it's supposed to be in Japanese or English. I might write it in both just in case. But yeah, so if you guys are planning to be at Genki as a 1-year student next October, I will be the person, I'll be your go-to. So I'm gonna give you guys, I have a speech to give and hopefully not just cram it full of jokes and puns in Japanese. I've gotten a lot more work teaching private English. For those of you guys who don't know, you don't just need to teach English at like schools or eikaiwas. Like there's a lot of online connection sites between native speakers and Japanese people who wanna learn that language. And not just English, like it's every language, but English is probably the most popular. And so I'm making like Nisen yen an hour, so like 2,000 yen an hour, or that's about $20 an hour. Just to sit and you're not really teaching anything. I don't have books or anything. Like I have a pair of little kids who all I do is they go through a workbook and they go through it first and I go through and correct it and ask them questions about it. And it's obviously really easy English because they're just little kids. It's like 5th grade level. I have 2 hospital executives who are just trying to conversate. It's called kaiwa. They're just trying to talk. So that's just sitting down for coffee and I'm making like 40 bucks an hour working with those 2. So that's definitely a lot of fun. I want more work doing that. It's not up to me, it's up to how many students want to talk to me. So hopefully I'll continue to do this far enough that I'll not stress about when stoves break or whatever. That also means that summer break is here. If you guys can't tell by my freaking sweaty face, it's getting very hot, but the school changed it up. So we were supposed to have a spring 3-week break, or like a early summer 3-week break, and then a fall 3-week break, and they changed that to now all the 1-year students have 6 weeks in the summer as their break, which is this giant gap, and it sucks when you're trying to be like a consistent studier to have to do that. What my plan is, so we're not gonna finish the intermediate textbook by then, so I wanna finish it over break. I wanna know all the words, I wanna know all the kanjis, I want to know everything. And then on the Heisig method, I wanna get to 1,000 meanings by the end of the 6 weeks, which will end sometime in early August. I completely think it's possible. I'm just gonna sit there, because I'm so used to doing 4 hours a day of studying that I'll probably end up keeping 4 hours a day of studying. I just won't be doing the extra 4 hours a day of classwork. And I'll just, you know, bust through all this stuff. So hopefully by the end of August, we'll be good to go. I don't necessarily want to jump ahead in classes because I think there's only 2 classes higher than me. There's senpai class and then there's like super duper senpai class, which I mean, they're doing like late N2, early N1 stuff, which is I couldn't catch up to that if I tried. But I just want to make sure that in the coming months, I have to focus on grammar and not necessarily, you know, go through flashcard decks of words and kanjis. I just want to be good to go on grammar, and then I can focus on speaking and practicing. So I think this will be good. I think it'll be a good break, and I think it'll be a good time. Plus, I still plan to travel, so that kind of helps. And then that friend that I was taking care of in Tenjin, my family ended up packing her with a whole bunch of stuff for me, like 15 pounds of stuff. And I got this giant like care package where I got chocolates and water bottles, which is so nice because Fukuoka's water has a lot of lime in it. So having like a filtered water bottle is very helpful. I got like green chili and a lot of stuff from like home and this really dope, I doubt you guys will be able to see it, just this really nice bracelet that was made in Bali my parents sent me. It was kind of funny, this bracelet has coordinates and my parents tried to get it close to my house. It's actually in the red light district of Fukuoka, which I thought was very, very funny, but hey, I think it adds to the charm. Maybe if I die and people see this, it'll start like this chain of events of like, what was he hiding? What were people trying to silence? He has coordinates written on his arm. Who has coordinates? I don't know. Maybe I'll be more interesting in death than I ever was in life. The other thing, 2 nights ago, I went out to practice with the skaters, and then that girl came and hung out. When we were just talking and being douches like we normally are, one of the guys is like, are you guys hungry? And to me and the girl, and we're like, yeah, we're kind of hungry. And he goes, I'll pay, let's go out to eat. No, we can't. I swear, thank you so much though. And he goes, come on, I'm paying, let's go. And we went out with a bunch of the friends that I made at the skate park, and they treated us to dinner. So it just shows you don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, these guys are skating like right where prostitutes walk, and like literally in this little gutter area, but they're just the nicest dudes ever. So don't be so judgmental. So all in all, it was a good week. It was a very stressful week yesterday only, but the rest of the week was pretty easy in school, lots of confidence building. I don't know, I think this is one of those, you know, the highs and lows, this is kind of coming up, which means I'm expecting it to go back down here shortly, so I'm gonna end this now on a high note before, I don't know, the house burns down or something. Yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to like it down below. Don't just have the feeling of liking, like, oh, I think this was a good video. Put in the effort, push the button. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, be sure to put them in the comment box down below. I do answer all my comments. It just may take me, since I'm 15 hours ahead of probably most of the world, about a day to get back to you. But I always do, and I love talking to you guys. That's why I just did a comment video. Which reminds me, I also do 2 videos a week. I do this type of weekly roundup video trying to decide if you can be fluent in a year. I also do videos on Japan, Japanese culture, the language, the people, the sightseeing, all sorts of fun stuff. That's every Wednesday. Check out my last Wednesday video. I think it was pretty interesting. And if that's something that you guys are interested in, please do subscribe down below. That's about it for this week. I don't necessarily have any particular news, so I will just end this with a rowdy high five.